Hi guys, welcome to today's podcast where I'm joined by a local guy for once, Mr. Lee Bandoni. Lee, thank you for taking the time to join us on here.
Thanks for having me, I'm excited.
And we'll obviously talk a bit about what you do, but for anyone who's never seen you, heard of you, and I know you know friends and you've been in the industry, well, you've done marketing for many years. We had some conversations about the old days and how you made money, but just a brief background about...
Yes, we've done a lot of early days affiliate marketing, software development, then moved into just basically whatever the niche was at the time, learn it very quickly, deploy platforms on it, and, like any sort of online platform, there's always a shelf life. Mm-hmm. So we took advantage of that and then just moved on to the next. So yeah, it's the last sort of 10, 15 years, there's been huge changes, but it's great fun. It's one of these things where, every day's a learning day. It's a great community. The people involved are, they all become friends very quickly. In this industry, there's no backstabbing. It's people are willing to share knowledge, to help each other, and everyone wants everybody to succeed. And that's where, so many other businesses fail, because people are trying to take advantage or, trying to get above somebody else. I know can pick up the phone to, 100 people, mm-hmm. and whether it be, advice, access to somebody, anything at all, I know it's there on tap, like I would do for them. And that's what makes it special.
Interesting. So what we want to talk about today, though, Lee, is your entrance into the ear wax removal niche.
Yep.
Which I didn't know Lee prior to this, other than we follow each other online. And Lee watched one of my TikToks from maybe a year ago. I get quite waxy ears, and I got the wax removal stuff done a TikTok on it, don't ask me why. And at least one person was interested in that video, and it was Lee.
That was. I was watching Craig's Fantastic Dancing for a while on TikTok. I thought I wish I could bust these moves myself. But we watched the video and thought, real opportunity here. So a couple of weeks passed, and my mum actually said to me, "Need my ears cleaned out." So I said, I remember a video that Craig had put together. So arranged it, all was fine, but the experience she had wasn't that good. She went in, it was very much sit down, didn't really tell her what was wrong, why it was happening, just sit there, boom, back out the door. No idea about maintenance, how to stop it happening in the future. So I sort of said, we're already doing a bit of medical stuff as it is, let's see if we can do it better. Mm-hmm. And at that point, UK Care was born, and we've not looked back since. We are is beating all expectations. As I say, customer satisfaction is right up there, and we really feel we're making a game-changing product, not only for the public but also opportunities for nurses, for people who are looking for secondary incomes, and it's all down to you. Thank you.
Not all the idea, but obviously putting the time, the effort, and what I find quite inspiring is you just see something, you go, I've got the same kind of thought process. How can I turn that into money? And that's the thing,
Was that a post you'd put on Twitter, and you said just execute,
mm-hmm.
and that's what makes the difference between nothing and having something. And so many people procrastinate, and they say, I can't do it, or that's not possible, or it's just the only thing that's stopping is their mindset. And if you execute, 90% of the time it's going to work. You may not get it right first time, but you need a good team of people around you. Get the absolute best of, the best of equipment, the best of training. Plan it correctly, and people are willing to forgive if you don't get it right just perfectly the first time, because they know it's trial and error. But we done weeks and weeks of planning before our first patient, with doctor on site the last 2 or 3 weeks, just making sure that everything's perfect. And our clientele now, hugely from NHS doctors, consultants. With a child in last week who was going to Disneyland. Our dad was a GP, and so work gets around very quickly.
Yeah,
and it's been really exciting.
So I want to go specific with a few questions. So you get this idea, your mother gets her ears cleaned. You go, that wasn't great. I could do it better. So first things first, did you have any clue about ear cleaning before? Have you any experience with
your
this?
videos is most of you about it. I didn't even think it existed. So watched your video, thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. And it was really for you as well. You came out and said, I feel good.
Yeah.
And I said, let's find the best way of doing this. So we spoke to some audiologists, a couple of ears and throat doctors we know, and we said, how can we put together the absolute best package for people that they come in, and a lot of patients come in quite nervous. They don't know what's wrong. They've got muffling. They start imagining all sorts. I'm going deaf. I've got things growing in my ears. All this kind of stuff. So we use 3 basic principles. We identify the issue, we treat it, and then we give them long-term aftercare.
Yeah.
So we look after them, whether that be ways to stop it happening in the future. It might be advice on things like using AirPods. It might be work environment. There's so many factors. Sometimes overproduction of wax, but as long as they understand it, they leave happy, and they leave with a plan, and that plan will take them through and give them the reassurance. And that's probably our greatest feedback we get. I came in quite scared, and if you look at Google reviews, it's all the same. I came in, I didn't really know what to expect, but I can hear really well. And people say it sounds crazy, but some a chap said to me, it was like the moon landing. So Princess Diana dying, being able to hear again.
Yeah.
And it's for some people it is, they've had it for months, years.
My left ear is pretty much, I would say, clogs up 90%. So when it happens, you're like, geez,
And what it's down to sometimes, like some people use quite hard shampoos, like Head and Shoulders, Vosine. Most people genetically stand a certain way, so they might stand this in the shower. More shampoo goes in, gets you a bit of dry skin. There's, but you can basically tell by looking at somebody's ear within 10 seconds, what the problem is, how you'll fix it, and then give them options. So you can say, look, we'll do water, we'll do microsuction. This is the benefit. This is the differences, and people like that choice. They want to make informed decisions, and they'll say, that's what they appreciate. They'll come in and leave with clean ears and an understanding of yours. And I say we use these diagrams to explain. Yeah. Some people, some people have been at school, but we explain how it all works. And and a lady last week that told us she went home, she downloaded this picture and I had it on the telly and was teaching her kids all the years. So it's all great fun.
So before you started, you went through your planning phase. Did you have this premises?
Yep. So we built some pharmacy products, and this unit was lying empty for a few months. We actually had it just before COVID. Never used it. This is our digital pharmacy colours, and when you've seen your video, I've got a great friend, Dr. Nismail, cosmetic dentist in Glasgow, and we're talking about this sort of stuff, and he said that's the perfect location. Use the room, and that's what we've done. So we got the kit, we put the plan together, and just I say first customer, terrifying. And I had no intention of doing this myself. I say we've got a great team. There's 3 of us in this Glasgow office, and my intention was just to manage it and build it. But then I wanted to get great feedback of customers, what we can do better, how we can improve, how they would like to see things done. And now actually, if I get spare time, I'll jump in and do as many years as I can. And it's great conversation.
Yeah.
You meet people from every background with whether it be somebody super rich, somebody that's struggling. they all are just so super happy.
Yeah.
They've got their ears fixed. And it's almost like networking. It's like, you know, the amount of people that have followed up within here. And, you know, we've got some great opportunities out as well. So, it's not what we expected. We expected it just to be a very sort of binary service, but now it's turning something far bigger, you know, with far more opportunity. And for me, you know, us being able to give others the opportunity. So we all hear about nurses who are not being paid enough, looking for sector incomes. And we said, you know, can we not roll this out for these guys? So we put together a training platform. So we've got a license certification program. And now somebody that's, you know, doing 2-3 days a week is nursing. And sometimes it's maybe in a hospital, sometimes a home carer. As long as they've got sort of basic nursing degree, they can come to us. We'll train them up, give them the package, give them the marketing. We'll finance it for them. So super cheap barrier to entry. And by week 2, they'll be earning, you know, pretty serious money. You know, we just say to them, keep the standard high, look after the patient, the business will look after itself. That's what it's about.
And you say low barrier to entry. What is the kind of rough ballpark figure for someone sitting there who's maybe a nurse going, you know, I could do that.
So you're probably on a couple of £1,000 investment, and that's including the kit. Now, that can be financed. So first payment, £200, same price as a, you know, night out with your friends. But you're earning from day one. Literally, you know, when we do this, you know, demand is insane. No, whatever region you open up in, it's just crazy. People are crying out for it, and they want good quality service. And whether it be, you know, office space like this, or I've got a great friend in Staffordshire called Jo. She's retirement age. She's now come into the platform, and she's killing it. She knew nothing about marketing, knew nothing about, you know, the whole sort of world of business. And now she's, you know, making serious money. She's loving life. She's spending more time with her grandkids, you know, get great holiday plans. It's just changed her life. And, you know, again, she cares. She cares about the customer. She cares about the product. And that's why she's doing well. It's not such anything, you can't just throw these things together. This is a medical treatment. So we need to make sure that we're doing the absolute best in, you know, identifying issues and treating those issues and giving people peace of mind when they leave. You know, I would not have thought a year ago that we'd be referring back to the NHS, where people that are finding, you know, we've found some serious conditions in children. You know, with a wee girl that went deaf, and we hadn't found an issue. You know, it's not only a great business, it's also really satisfying to you know, you bring happiness to people, genuinely.
It's interesting. So you get the equipment, which I'm assuming that's one of the equipment.
There. That's water.
So the irrigation thing and
there's a suction device in the we're using in those special cases.
That's it. That's all you need.
So you obviously need a scope to see in ears. Sometimes a digital one, which you don't always need. Is probably £400 investment.
Interesting though. When I get my ears cleaned, the woman that does mine has, I don't know what it is, you'll be able to tell me, but I can see her ears on.
It's generally called an eye clear scope. It looks good. You know, in my experience, you know, you don't really need it. A lot of people don't want to see earwax. There's a lot more to earwax than just earwax. You can literally tell for conditions they might have, for past infections, for lots of bits and bobs. And if we see that, we inform them and then tell them how to, you know, fix it. Or if we need to refer them back to a doctor or to the ear, nose and throat, we can do that.
I'm tempted to say, Lee, going to take a swab of my wax and tell me what's wrong with me. But nah, not for this podcast, that's for another time. But so obviously a couple of grand to get the equipment. Training wise, again, just for anyone listening who goes, Campbell, this is a great concept. How long? Is it a week or 2 weeks?
Actually, to be honest, if you get a nursing background, 2 days. We do a high Octane, essentially, 2-day course. Starts very early in the morning, ends very late at night. A beautiful lunch in between. You'd love that. It's really well catered. Lots of chocolate, lots of crisps, keep the energy up. And yeah, we just take you through every step from understanding your ear, what to look out for, diagnostics, through to equipment cleaning, using equipment, supply chain, customer service, and the business itself.
Yeah.
So they can either come under our banner. What we try and do is we say to you, build your own business first, and then once you achieve the rankings we want, as in customer success ratings, then we'll bring you into a program, and we will provide additional marketing support, bring you leads. And the reason for that is because we want to be the default go-to for, we don't want to be the Just Eat. If you go to Just Eat and you see something, you buy it, and it comes in, it's like, what have I just purchased?
Yeah.
This is a medical treatment. So we want the person doing the treatment to be so committed and believe in what they're doing, believe in the customer experience. And, when they come into us as a nurse, has never had any business experience, any marketing experience, they leave with a complete overview. It doesn't end there. Once the course is done, they then get the backup. Yeah. So WhatsApp group, private Facebook group, everything they need to, it may just be, the very early stages. What our main doctor does is, if you do a patient and you're a bit concerned, maybe, what is this? I'm not really sure. You send it to us, and you get a diagnostic man within a few minutes.
Yeah.
So whilst the patient's sitting there, you have that backup. So there's always a doctor on hand to help you. So you never, 99% of cases, it's just earwax.
Yeah.
There's on occasion there might be issues. We identify them, and then more importantly, get the patient the treatment. So yeah, some people, there's a learning curve to it, but we've put everything in place to make sure that every eventuality is catered for.
And you mentioned there, once someone sets up a business, they're doing well, committed to it, probably doing a good job, the additional marketing and stuff like that. So I'm assuming you've got some kind of platform, you're going to distribute leads to people.
Yeah, exactly. So all the booking system, localized leads, so obviously through socials, digital PR, all that kind of stuff. We've got a great story coming out next week about a diamond we found in an ear from a lady whose father was a diamond thief in New York. And
is it true?
Of course it's true. So she came in, she lived in New York as a child, and her dad used to put a diamond in the ear. He'd take her into the office, and every time he'd put a diamond in, and the father passed away, and she had a diamond stuck there for 60 odd years. And we pulled it out, and she's going to cruise next month. So it's amazing to find people's ears. Lego. Lego. We found that Lego head, a wee man's head, and it was an awkward conversation. He blames his child. We found just obscure stuff.
What is the most obscure that you've went, Jesus, how the...
We found a cheese string once. Like somebody came in complaining, and then we pulled it out, and it was a cheese string. And we said, "What have you done?" And he said, "I don't know, we're having dinner and I was drunk, and they all sort of this idea to maybe save a bit for dessert. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's the other thing we get people doing is cotton buds. They deny using cotton buds.
I'm a cotton bud guy.
That's it, and they know we're going to give them trouble, so they deny it, and they say, I used them, when I was 14, and you can literally see the imprint on the ear. And what they do is get to this wee radio called TM, and they stick it in, they almost jab it, and once they jam it creates wee dimples, and it's like a plastic bag, and you push the bag, you create the same sort of result, and they deny it to the cows come home, but you see it. The most important thing is we re-educate them. And say, if you go through that, you're going to have big trouble. You're going to have thousands of pounds of plastic surgery if you need to fix it. So let's not get to that stage. Let's work out a way to take away that itchiness, get that relief you want, and to maintain it without having to use this kind of stuff. The other problem we've got is these wee, cameras you buy on TikTok. There's a latency issue with these. So it takes a couple of seconds for the image. And we have patients in right through the eardrum. a couple of times. We actually confiscated one that's lying over there of a lady that was obsessed. She was taking pictures in her ear, and the damage she was doing was at one point almost irreversible. But we she it was an amnesty. She handed it in and said, I know I'm doing wrong, but it just feels good.
Yeah.
But now she messaged us probably a week and a half ago and said, feel so much better. The itchiness is gone. Hearing's better than ever. And we always follow up with customers. A couple of weeks later, we'll check in, make sure everything's fine, and the aftercare stuff. Even if we go on holiday, we tell them what to do, what not to do. Like situation right now, a lot of holiday destinations are changing chlorine for more friendly stuff. So a lot of children peeing in the pool, a lot of ear infections. So we're advising on that. So listen, it's a very varied day, and you never know what to expect. But there's always the same result: a happy customer, happy patient.
So you've done all this and it's great. You've obviously got training for people. If you want training, the link will be below. All that kind of good stuff. What happens going forward? So you've got this. You've done your marketing. You've obviously got a bit of a marketing background, so you've been able to generate.
Well, so once your website's taught me a huge amount. The content you post out, the live webinars, fantastic. There's always some crazy questions in there. Probably half of them asked by me. But it's hard to find good marketing advice, and your approach is very much no bullshit. This is how you do it. There's no, generally if you watch even YouTube, there's always a sales aspect to it.
Yeah.
We're trying to sell you something, and with you, just obviously you doing these conferences and that kind of stuff. It's refreshing to see somebody that's so widely admired and so local. And when you look at your content, you're not going into something because it's $80 a month.
Yeah.
And because so much of that content is, use this product, and the next week they promote a different product.
Yeah.
That advice, with knowledge you've already got, pulling it all together. Yeah, the intention is to roll this out rapidly. We've got a fantastic product, we've got a fantastic team, and we're aiming for about 100 sites for the end of this year. A combination of physical location and also mobile.
Yeah. So
mobile in people's homes, nursing homes, schools. Again, we go through the whole disclosure thing. We don't just send everything to somebody's house.
Yeah.
You're fully DBS checked, so you can deal with kids, pensioners, nursing homes, you name it, you can do it. And we're constantly monitoring it, making sure that you are. I've seen so much, and you've seen the same. People that just eat, like Amazon, people doing account sharing, and you don't know who's coming to your door.
Yeah.
We are so tight with how we vet people, how we maintain that relationship. And if we've got any concerns at all, they're out of the programme until we get it right. Because for us, the patient experience is number one.
Yeah.
But we want there to be a UK ear care in every town, city, and location. Rural, towns, wherever, we want people to have access to world-class ear treatment. And, I think that's what we're delivering.
And you hope to get 100 by...
100, yeah.
You think that's realistic?
100%. 100%. The numbers we have people come in, requesting training, we just can't set it up fast enough.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a case where when we have a conversation at the start, we go through a process, understanding them, what they want to achieve. If it's about money to them, we're not letting people follow them. It's got to be about money's secondary. Money comes with great success.
Yeah.
That's fine. If they're right for us, the right fit, we bring them into the program, we nurture them, we create a beast of business for them, and the only commitment to us is to maintain that standard that we've set, that our team have set, that we wake up every morning to supply. And whether it's a child that comes in here or an 85-year-old lady, we want to leave happy, to feel satisfied, and to not be scared of this anymore. Because a lot of people come in, never had it, terrified. When they leave, they're laughing, they're joking, they just feel great, and it's really, really rewarding.
I think the word ear syringing, as it used to be called, rather than earwax removal, was kind of
the syringing was a big, different devices, but it was a tidal wave.
Yeah.
And you blow your eardrum out.
Well, that's the thing. You just have this impression it's going to blow.
And
that's the obviously, I know with any of your treatments there is a danger where...
Always a danger, but it's risk assessment. If we're worried at all, we won't do it, or we'll do it differently. We've got the network to be able to fix any scenario. The water system we use is pulse, so it's microprocessor controlled. So each pulse is, I say, exactly the right consistency, the right temperature. It's not a case of blast against the eardrum, ruptures, and you're lying on the floor in pain. And listen, there's still doctors doing that. I've had a number of patients who they whip this whole thing out from the 60s, and but yeah, listen, you try and get a doctor's appointment right now for anything. It's hard.
It's a month for me. With my doctor, and that's my doctor's got 12 doctors in it.
So people now, before people said NHS only, now they understand sort of private treatment fused with NHS is a good concept. So things like ears, blood testing, all these sort of small things. Why wait 2 months to NHS? 20 minutes in here, fixed, out the door, happy, no problems at all. Yes, it costs money, but it costs less than a meal out. So a Nando's for two costs more. And we're all happy to pay for Nando's. We're happy to pay a couple £100 for a Taylor Swift concert. So the NHS has got big problems right now. And for us, we're trying to, not help as such, but we're trying to offer these services that people desperately need. We feel it's affordable, and we feel, the satisfaction alone is, well worth the money. I've never heard anybody came and say to us, this wasn't worth the investment. They all say it's the best money I've ever spent. And that's really unusual in any business, because yes, we're a business, but, for me, ethics and morals is the root of it. And we've got a couple of big competitors, some of them that sell other items like glasses and things like that. Now, they tend to tell anybody that's an eye test, you need earwax removal. And we'll have 2 or 3 patients in every other day that have been to these places because they don't have the appointments available that we've got, and they've no earwax. They've just been told by the service, and that's quite unethical. So we just say to them, listen guys, there's nothing wrong with yours, and send them on their way happy. But when you on a medical treatment, you shouldn't sell on fear.
No.
You should, the money's secondary. It's patient care is number one. You've got to give them the reassurance, the peace of mind, and the treatment they need. We charge a consultation fee, which is £20, and that's just come in 15 minutes to be seen. But again, the investment, we see the quality of the ears, any issues that might be arising. We can tell you things about, frequency ranges. We can tell you so much. Listen, it's a really required service, especially in the UK. And I say we feel we're meeting that need.
And obviously you've niched down into a very specific niche. And like you say, NHS, it's a very general thing, going to a doctor, they're not an ear specialist. I've also been to a physio for an injury that I had, and again, I paid for that. I could have went to the NHS and went to see someone, 6-month waiting list at least. But even the physio said to me, even if you were treated by me on the NHS, he says, I've got 10 minutes to deal with you. He says, to treat that injury, you need an hour, to actually...
It's a case, see with any service, dentists is the same. All dentists go private now. It's because they're told, you don't have time to have root treatment, you don't have time to do this, whether it be cosmetic bonding, whatever it needs. So the NHS tell them to pull teeth out, healthy teeth. So a lot of dentists are saying, our ethics, no, we're not doing that. Private costs money, but these teeth are for life. So maintain them. And patients now understand that. they say, you know, they're investing in themselves, they're investing in their health, they're, you know, and you go to Turkey, get your teeth done, you see it over TikTok, but literally the butcher in people's mouths.
Yeah.
So it will cost 3-4 times amount a year, but your teeth will be healthy 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
In Turkey, your teeth will be, you know,
God.
falling. And I never knew much about teeth, you know, until I said Dr. Roon Ismail, sat in surgery with him, and, you know, he does a lot of, like, well-known sort of footballers. So he's got Glasgow's, you know, he's the man to go to. He's, the surgery looks something like dentist surgery. It's beautiful, you know, it's almost like being Dubai.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful green Lamborghini, with the patients all running about in. It's like a world away from your normal dentist surgery. But, you know, again with him, patient care is number one.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's and you see these people coming out with, like, I'm scared of dentists, as you probably tell, and, you know, he's had me in the chair 1,000 times. I probably just run out of the chair faster anyway. But, you know, the same with him. You know, when he shows that result, it's just crazy. People's faces light up, unbelievable. I say we're doing that to the same as we're maybe not doing £20,000 of, you know, dental treatment, but we are bringing instant satisfaction someday, and that means a lot, you know.
So what about going forward? I know you've talked about scaling, having 100 different places all over, but are you going to branch out into anything else? Or
So there's a big problem in hearing aids about mis-selling, you know, selling companies, again, the big franchise chains, selling hearing aids to people who don't need them. You know, here's a finance deal, buy hearing aids. So we're putting that together right now, and also other basic services, blood testing, and various bits of bobs like that. So, you know, really just small hybrid, I call it a hybrid model. So people who don't have private health insurance, but just want to tap into private services.
Yeah.
That's what we're really about. You know, I should be far healthier myself. I understand that. But like anything, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by, you know, fantastic doctors, experts in the field, and I know enough about nutrition. I know enough about the bits and bobs, but maintaining it's quite difficult, especially when you're so busy. I'm up at 6:30 in the morning. I'm running various operations, and, you know, midnight I'm able to go to bed, sometimes later. So, you know, my nutrition is not what it should be, but, you know, you'll be the same. You'll be working projects, and what goes from an hour, 6 hours later, you know, I'll just have this chocolate bar, or, you know, I'll order a takeaway. So that's it. You know, when you're running a business, you know, it's not all, every day is a potential, you know, new challenge, and they're thrown from all angles. You just, you know, when somebody says, you know, they wake up and get not a normal job, but a job, say, for example, in a supermarket, they pretty much know how their day's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, at worst, somebody's going to be cheeky to the till. But, you know, for us guys, you know, there's a lot of people who just want to dump stuff on us from great heights. And we've got to wake up in the morning and say, you know, like this morning and say, I've taken this cold. First time I've had this for a couple of years. And I get up in the morning and say, shall I in bed? Or should I go and hustle? If we can end today, moving forward, and just doing a wee bit more, it's, you know, success is never overnight. Success is small incremental stages to get to that end result. You know, the secret is to listen. If you keep, you know, if you listen, opportunity comes. I've screwed up so much and stuff, you know, but I've had some huge wins. And, you know, people want to slag me. You know, that's fine. If you want to slag me, show what you've done. And I think I only want the best. I don't want anybody to lose. I want everybody to win. You know, if you come to me, you ask anybody who comes to me, I will help them as much as I can. I don't understand the mentality where I should do everything, you should.
Yeah.
It's got to be, you know, we win together. And, you know, if you look at some religions, that's how, you know, some religions do so well, because community works.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of, you know, sort of other cultures don't have that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, whether it be SEO, whether it be marketing, whether it be, you know, business, you know, the fact that I can phone somebody and say, you know, what's your thoughts on this? And they say, you know, this is what you need to do. And I'll value that advice.
We don't want to go on for too long. Yeah. It's been amazing hearing a bit about your journey. If someone wants training, they want to get involved in this, where the hell do they go?
So they come to ukaircare.com. All the information's on there. As I say, we have a one-to-one chat. Either if I'll have a chat with them, Chloe, who works with me, you discuss all the options, make sure it's right for them, and then start the journey. And they can literally be up and running, 60 days. They'll be, in fact, they'll probably do it if they're inspired, 30. But they will launch a real business with real income, with huge opportunity in a market which is only growing. And I say, the background doesn't really matter. That's it. As long as they've got passion and they want to achieve, that's I don't think there's ever been a more exciting opportunity.
But on that note, Lee, I don't want to take up any more of your time, so I'm sure you've got lots of years to wax. But thank you very much for.
No, it was an honour. It was an honour.
But anyone wants to know any more about Lee, go to the link below and you'll be able to find out how you can get involved. But thank you again.
Thank you. Good
Cheers.
to see you. Thank you, sir.